Greetings and welcome to ruralvacantland.com. Got up for sale a 10-acre parcel in Southern California. To show you where this property is, let's go to Google Earth. I'm going to fly into this thing, and I think I'll zoom back out so I can show you where in Southern California we are. This is a desert. There's a little two-track that runs adjacent to this property. If you follow that to the south, it goes out to Route 66. Here's Route 66. Let me fly out, show you where we're talking, and then fly back in. So this is Southern California, literally in the middle of nowhere. Hobbit's paradise. Nobody around. No salesman. No one's going to come to your door, ask you questions, bother you, tell you not to make noise, not to dress that way, or don't paint your house that color. You do whatever you want in this place. So here's the track. There's a track there. It's not much of a track. Doesn't look like it gets ridden on hardly ever, maybe once a year or something. But there's a little trail there. Might have to bring some bush cutters with you, or be ready to drive around a bush and dodge a rock here and there to get there. But that would be your property if you bought this thing. It's 10 acres. I'm asking $2,500 or $100 down, $100 a month for 50 months. That's like twice the price in payments. I'd rather have the cash. So this National Trails Highway, it's the old Route 66. If you look at pictures of this thing, I mean, you can see people like to take pictures of this old restaurant that's no longer a restaurant, but that restaurant is just to the south of your property. The property would be, to the right in this picture. Lots of pictures of that restaurant. Let's look at some other pictures that people have taken of the area. This is the old Route 66. This is the road. I mean, there's like no landmarks. You really need a GPS to find this property. You can buy them cheap on Amazon. I mean, like $20 or $30 cheap for the old school kind, or just download an app on your phone that shows you the actual numbers. Driving directions will get you to this road, but to get from this road to the actual property, you're going to want actual GPS numbers, and I'd suggest you download that before you go out here and check and see what the cell coverage is like. You might have phone calls, but data, I doubt it. So there's, just pictures and pictures that I'm looking at of the area. It's old Route 66. Like I said, there's not much anything around. To the north, here's the valley that this property would be in. To the north is the Marble Mountains. So let's go to the internet and look a little bit more at what we're looking at. This is the land. This is the square. If you go into Google and you zoom in, you click on the corners. As you zoom way in, you can see the actual property boundaries. You gotta put it on map, not satellite, to see the property boundaries. Oh, too far. Okay, here we go. So if you click on the corners in Google Maps, you can see the four corners. This isn't exactly north, south, east, west. It's kind of a trapezoid. So you gotta, you click on the corners and you write down those numbers and you go out there with your GPS and you can figure out the corners of this property. The GPS numbers I'm giving you are to the center of the property. So if we go back to this other software that shows who owns stuff, if we click on the neighbor to the west, it's government land. The government owns that. That little two-track I was telling you about that runs up the property boundary of the government land. These others, I was clicking through a lot of these other parcels around the area. They're all privately owned, different people. But this one with a thumbtack in it is the one that's for sale for $2,500, and you can drive through government land to get there. And this little two-track, we can go back and look at that a little bit closer. So you can see the two-track on the side of this thing that someone's cut through there. I mean, it looks like the rain has washed it out a couple times since that two-track's really been used much. So you're going to want four-wheel drive or a sense of adventure to really drive up to this property, but it's there. You can drive up to it. So the area is Cadiz, which is, I think that's a place in Spain or Morocco or both, but the name got transposed into Southern California. So if you put Cadiz, California in, you get pictures, other pictures of the area, um, and you can get an idea of the countryside. I wanted to look at those mountains that are just to the north, so I started researching those mountains. There's nothing on that mountain range. I mean, there are some pictures and things that I saw on Google Earth, but I mean, it's like a vacant mountain range. Nobody talks about it. If we go back to Google Earth, um, I zoom out a little bit more, we can see some more of those mountains. Some people took pictures, but you can get an idea of what these mountains look like. There's some flowers, um, beaver tail flowers, beaver tail cactus. That's kind of cool. But here's they're called the Marble Mountains probably because of the multicolors that happen in here. There's some trails going up the side of the mountains. It looks like people like to go explore these mountains. That's probably who took these pictures and took the time to post them up on the internet so Google can pick up on where they're at. But there's just lots of pictures looking into these mountains taken from different people. Here you go. I think if you look back out over the valley, here's the valley. I'm guessing that's like the restaurant everyone takes a picture of, and the property's probably off in here somewhere just by guessing. You'd have to go look at it to be sure. I've never been there. Don't plan on going there. It's for sale, and it's your adventure to go there, find it, figure out if you like it. Pricing. So looking at this area, I searched around the area, tried to figure out, how to be the cheapest in the area. And so the only other property I could find for sale in the area is actually sold, or under contract at least, by Steve Butala. This guy sells a lot of land. He's usually the cheapest of the cheapest anywhere around. He had a 40 acre in this area. He sold it for 10 grand. Someone bought it for 10 grand. I have a 10 acre, so it's a quarter of that. Quarter of that would be $2,500. Hence my asking price, $2,500. This thing sold, so I've got the cheapest land for sale in the area. This guy talks about the area and why to go buy land in this area. He says it's it's close to stuff. He says it's close to 150 miles to Las Vegas, 105 miles to Lake Havasu City, Arizona. It's a weekend trip from Los Angeles or San Diego. You can get out there by those kinds of ways. He talks about the area and why that's a neat area to be in, and someone bought his property in that area, his 40 acre piece. The one I've got is 10 acres, but it's the only property. I couldn't find anyone else, any price, anywhere for sale in the area. So if you bought this thing and try to turn around and sell it, you could make your own market, make your own prices. I mean, you're the market. So I think this is the cheapest. I hope you want to buy it and take off with it and make money selling it to someone else. In the meantime, the taxes on this thing are really low. $27.06 is due April 11th of 2016. So whoever buys this before then is responsible to pay those taxes, and that's a half year. You got to pay that twice a year, and it might change over time, but that's what it's been. $27. It's like $50 or $56 a year. If you double that, you got to pay it twice a year. After that, it'll be due in December again. So April and then December are the two times you got to pay it. Hope you're interested. Please feel free to go to my website, ruralvacantland.com, and I've got a deal going under subscribe. If you subscribe to my website, you can get $100 off any properties you buy through here, including this property. So you could get it for $2,400. You can save $100 if you're willing to subscribe. By subscribing, what you'll do is you'll sign up to my mailing list, and I will tell you about other deals like this. As I get a hold of other properties I think are really nice deals, I'll present them to you, and you can just hit delete, ignore, or whatever. You still get your $100 off. But if you're interested in the other ones, I think I can offer up some other great deals to you too. So maybe if you buy one, you'd be interested in others. Thank you for listening. Hope to hear from you soon, either by subscribing to look for the next one or calling me to tell me that you would like to buy this one. I'd love to sign it over to you. I'll make it really easy. I'll give you a 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee. So if you're not satisfied within the first 60 days, I'll buy the property back from you and give you all your money back. I'll do all the paperwork to transfer it into your name and just make it really easy. Thank you for listening, and hope to talk to you soon.